This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, March the 6th, is a Canadian-born pitcher. I know his favoritism because of the way it is and all that. And how, you know, national pride. But I mean, how many good Canadian pitchers have there been? Regardless of that, he was supposed to be a star pitcher for Baltimore, but fell flat due to injuries. He also played for Seattle, Boston, Pittsburgh, Houston, Tampa. He had a good career ahead of him. He actually set the franchise record in Baltimore with strikeouts per 9 innings with 10.93 in 2007, which is pretty good considering he had Jim Palmer and Mike Buceta also there, that franchise. But anyway, this guy is 45 years old. His name is Erik Bedard, who was born in Navan, Ontario, a suburb of Ottawa, a Franco-Ontarian, as it are, because, they have such degus on his name. Anyway, he won a Canadian championship at 13 years old in 1992. He didn't play high school baseball because of the short playing season because of the Canadian weather. He was only 5'4" and 120 pounds as a senior in high school, but somehow got a massive growth spurt, growing 7 inches and gaining 30 pounds. He would be in college. He actually accompanied a friend to a tryout at a community college in Norwalk, Connecticut, and then walked on as the baseball team. He would do a lot of things and all that. He didn't know much English, so he had to take a lot of English language courses to get there. But somehow, in some way, at age 20, despite playing for a community college in Connecticut, Baltimore came calling in the 6th round of the 1999 MLB draft. So Bedard took the opportunity to start down in the A level with Gulf Coast and did pretty good with a .44 ERA. Then he went to the South Atlantic League in 2000 and the Carolina League in 2001. He would be up to the majors by April 2002 and made his debut against the New York Yankees and the Orioles. He came into the game in the bullpen at the bottom of the 8th, gave up a single to Jason Giambi before retiring Jorge Posada and Robin Ventura before being lifted for another reliever. He was then given to the Double-A Bowie Bay Sox a while later and went 6-3 with them with a 1.97 ERA and was named the Eastern League's best pitching prospect. Unfortunately, though, he would suffer through the Tommy John ligament surgery September 10th, 2002. Basically, he would have to rehab his elbow because Tommy John surgery usually takes a year. In 2004, he was given a chance to go to spring training with the big boys in Baltimore and made the most of our opportunity, getting the 5th and final spot in the starting rotation. He posted a 4.59 ERA, though. He would have a very high pitch count and didn't really have a third type of pitch. So anyway, under the tutelage of Ray Miller, the pitching coach, he refined his control of his changeup, which was his third pitch, to go with his fastball and slow curve. He started out fast in 2005 with a good ERA, but then he had a sprained knee, which ended up knocking him out for a few months. In 2006, he looked pretty good. He was 15-11 with a 3.76 ERA, and then was named the Orioles starting day pitcher in 2007. In July of 2007, he pitched against the Rangers and struck out 15, which tied Mike Mussina's franchise record. That game, he actually faced the minimum number of batters, 27, because, well, he gave up a few batters reaching base, but those two were knocked out by double plays. So his 15 strikeouts became a record for Canadian-born pitchers. He was named the American League Pitcher of the Month for July 2007. And he was contending for the Cy Young, they said. Bedard would break Mike Mussina's franchise single-season strikeout record by August of 2007. Unfortunately, Bedard would suffer a strained oblique by September, and Bedard was shut down because of the Orioles being eliminated from playoff contention. He was 13-5 with 221 strikeouts and 3.16 ERA. People didn't realize it, but that was the last time Bedard would put on the Orioles sweater, as he was traded to Seattle. As he was sent to Seattle, and Seattle gave up 5 players, including Chris Tillman, George Sherrill, and Adam Jones, the big piece. And Adam Jones proved why the Orioles went out to get him. Bedard was made the opening day starter for the Mariners and given a 1-year, $7 million contract. He put up 6 key wins, but had stiffness in his left shoulder. He had to miss the rest of the season going through arthroscopic surgery. In 2009, he played the first 4 months, but then he had a torn labrum in his pitching shoulder, which shut him down. Seattle still re-signed him to a deal. In 2010, he could not pitch in the majors because he had met multiple setbacks rehabbing his shoulder. All that. He did play in the 2011 season for the Mariners. Started at 4-7 with a 3.45 ERA. Usually with a 3.4 ERA, you'd be like, well, 11 decisions. I think you get 6 wins, at least. But he only had 4. Regardless, Seattle decided to trade Erik Bedard to Boston for minor leaguers. It was basically a move so that Boston could try to chase for a playoff spot. A spot that they seemingly had by Labor Day 2011, but then they lost to the Blue Jays on Labor Day, and that started a snowball, and Boston lost the wildcard spot to Tampa. Bedard was 1-2 with a 4.03 ERA and 8 starts with the Red Sox. Of course, he was a free agent. Boston didn't sign him, and so Pittsburgh signed him to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal. Sadly, though, he was 7-14 that year. Then Houston decided to sign him in 2013. And on opening day, he pitched in relief and got a save. He was doing well in July 2013 when he pitched 6 1/3 innings without giving up a hit. But because he gave up 109 pitches, he had to be relieved. With the Astros, he was 4-12 with a 4.59 ERA. And then he signed a minor league deal with the Rays, but was a free agent. But then he decided to report to the AAA affiliate of the Rays, Durham. And the Rays decided to call him up by April 11th. He was 4-6 with a 4.76 ERA and was released by them. And then the Dodgers signed him to a minor league deal. Unfortunately, he strained his back during a spring training game, which meant that he couldn't basically make the opening day roster. He decided to retire June of 2015. So Erik Bedard looked pretty decent. In his career, he was 71-82 with a 3.99 ERA and over 1,200 strikeouts for Baltimore, Seattle, Boston, Pittsburgh, Houston, and Tampa. He tried everything in his power to be the pitcher that everyone wanted him to be. And unfortunately, injuries just shelved him, and the losses kept piling up, which isn't good. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.